In Norse mythology, Dökkálfar dark elves and Ljósálfar light elves are two contrasting types of elves. The dark elves dwell within the earth and have a dark complexion, while the light elves live in Ulfamar, and are fairer than the sun to look at. The Ljósálfar and the Dökkálfar are attested in the Prose Edda, written in the 13th century by Snorri Sturluson, and in the late Old Norse poem Hrafnagildar Odins. Scholars have produced theories about the origin and implications of the dualistic concept. In the Prose Edda, the Dökkálfar and the Ljósálfar are described in chapter 17 of the book Dökkálfar. In the chapter Gangleri, the king Dökkálfar in disguise asks the enthroned figure of High what other chief centers there are in the heavens outside of the spring or Tarbrunna. Gangleri responds that there are many fine places in heaven, including a place called Ulfamar, Old Norse elf home or elf world. High says that the Ljósálfar live in Ulfamar, while the Dökkálfar dwell underground and look and particularly behave quite unlike the Ljósálfar. High describes the Ljósálfar as fairer than the sun to look at, while the Dökkálfar are blacker than pitch. 1-2. As chapter 17 continues, Gangleri asks what will protect the beautiful hall of Gimel, previously described as the southernmost end of heaven, when the fires of star burn heaven and earth Ragnarok. High responds that there are in fact other heavens. The first, called Andlangar, he says is south of and above this heaven of ours, and we believe Gimel is located in the third heaven, still further above that one Vijplane. High adds that we believe it is only light elves who inhabit these places for the time being. As the concept is only recorded in Dökkálfar and the late poem Hrafnagildar Odins, it is unclear whether the distinction between the two types of elves originated with Snorri, or if he was merely recounting a concept already developed. The subclassification perhaps resulted from Christian influence, a way of importation of the concept of good and evil and angels, of light and darkness. And Holtzmark ed this view, see though with some reservation, since good versus evil dualism is not confined to Christian thinking. Aside from some additional observations to encourage the hypothesis, Holtzmark has been credited with demonstrating that Snorri borrowed from Christian writings, specifically that Snorri's description of Vijplane, the third heaven populated by light elves, was almost certainly influenced by and possibly based on the account of the angels in the Elucidarius. 8. F. Dissenters of the view that the dark and light elves were a later invention, such as Rudolf Seinck and Gabriel Terwil Petter, feel rather that dark and light aspects of the same beings not inherently unlikely, death and fertility cults often being closely related.